Ich möchte ein ganz kurzes Intermezzo machen, denn das folgende Thema wird richtig wichtig. Es geht ums Fernsehen. Wir Deutsche gucken 4 Stunden Fernsehen jeden Tag und Fernsehen ist so ein Gebiet, da fühle ich mich zu Hause, weil da arbeite ich. Und das ist ein riesen Markt. Wir Deutsche tun uns ein bisschen schwer mit dem bezahlten Fernsehen. Sie alle wissen, da gab es den einen oder anderen Anlauf, auch hier in der Münchner Medienszene. Da gab es DF1. Ich glaube, vor 20 Jahren war das so der Versuch, Pay-TV hier in Deutschland einzuführen. Hat irgendwie nicht hingehauen. Dann haben es die Bertelsmänner mit Premiere probiert, das hat auch nicht so ganz geklappt. Und wir sind an einem wichtigen Punkt angelangt in der Geschichte des Fernsehens in Deutschland, denn es ist tatsächlich zum ersten Mal gelungen, schwarze Zahlen zu schreiben. Mit Pay-TV in Deutschland, etwas, was man nicht mehr geglaubt hätte, was wir jemals erleben werden. Gelungen ist das der Sky-Gruppe hier in Deutschland, die sich hier auch in Unterföhring niedergelassen haben und das ist einerseits natürlich dem Content zu verdanken, den die Sky-Gruppe gekauft hat, andererseits aber auch sehr vielen Innovationen. Es gab Sky Go für den Mobilmarkt, dass man sich also Sky quasi aus seinem Handy, aus seinem Tablet mitnehmen konnte. Letztes Jahr wurde dann aber etwas ganz Neues eingeführt, und zwar eine Videothek on Demand. Etwas, was im Grunde genommen so von Sky und auch von den anderen Bezahlsendern noch nie probiert worden ist. Die Frau, die das möglich gemacht hat, die ist heute hier und ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, Sie werden einige Fragen an Sie haben. Den begrüßen Sie mit uns den Vice President Strategy von Sky Deutschland, Frau Alice Mascia. Herzlich willkommen.
Ja, danke. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me now? Yeah? Good. So thank you very much for being here, for inviting me. And I'm here for really telling you the story about how we have used innovation in the media for making our company, for turning the success in the market of our company, and how we basically turned that in one of the pillars of our strategy. And also I'm going to talk about a specific innovation that we have introduced recently, mid-December last year, which is Snap, which I think is a very good example about how all the different elements in the media, content, technology, people, customer, market, need to be taken in account when introducing such a new product. So, your remote. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So that's the innovation roadmap at Sky Deutschland, the way how it has evolved from 2009, when we started in July 2009 the brand, when Premiere changed from Premiere changed to Sky, and then up to now, the beginning of 2014. So as you can see here, basically we have a different kind of innovations. Of course, we had the brand innovation, but then immediately in the first year, we really focused on the core part of our business by improving our HD lineup. So I think that wasn't something very revolutionary, but I think that was important for us to really fix the basic of our business, of our offer, before we couldn't really get into more aggressive innovation. But I think that as I think stayed as one of the stable aspects of our business, where basically we innovate inside the box. So I think that we've heard a lot in the first two presentations about innovating outside the box, so thinking outside the box. We do that as well, you're going to see with Snap, but we also innovate inside the box, because we really think that is important, actually for us, it was important to really consolidate our core business, bring into our customer the best innovation that they can have within a pay TV environment. So after I've introduced our PVR, we also introduced at the same time when the iPad launched in Europe our first iPad app, which was a Sky Sport app. So it was right at the time when the World Cup, football World Cup in South Africa was happening, and has been really a big success for us. At that point in time, this innovation was rather, I would say, a technical innovation, a content delivery innovation. We were bringing our sport offer to the customers on a new device, a device that was created by Apple for really enjoying content on the go. And we didn't change anything in our business model for that, right? So we said that we felt that we wanted to try that, but we didn't really introduce a new business model or even a new product itself. It took to us a few other months in the April of 2011 when we have basically consolidated our TV Everywhere offer, our multi-screen offer on Sky Go. So basically Sky Go was and it is our TV Everywhere product. So basically it allows everybody as a Sky customer to enjoy their programs on different devices at home or on the go. And of course this has become one of our most important products. We have evolved that over time by adding new devices, but particularly by adding new content. So when we started we had sports only and Bundesliga, of course. But then we have introduced all the movie offers on demand, and then we have introduced kids. And we have, I would say, a constant innovation process happening here that comes also together with the content for which we are able to secure the rights, right? So I think that, for example, at the beginning, Bundesliga wasn't available on a 3G distribution because it was not part of our initial set of rights when we launched Sky Go. But since the beginning of this season, almost last season, I would say, we also have introduced that on 3G, so people can watch Bundesliga on mobile devices, both on a Wi-Fi and on a 3G distribution. So then basically, when I really focus on our digital strategy, we have introduced two other products last year. One is the Sky Sport News HD, which is our first standalone app. So you don't need to be a Sky customer to get this app. You can simply buy that through iTunes, through a normal in-app purchase, and also through the Google Store, and is all about one of our content innovations that happened at the end of 2011. That was the launch of Sky Sport News HD. So the first 24-hour sport news channel in Germany. And then we have here, at the end of 2013, the innovation on which I'm going to focus my presentation today, which is Snap by Sky. So the new online media tech from Sky. And I'm going to explain you immediately now how we did it and how this kind of innovation is not just a technology innovation. Actually, it's not at all a technology innovation. Use just the technology as an enabler, but it's rather a content innovation and is a customer innovation and is a business model innovation. So first of all, how we innovated Sky. So I think that we have seen a lot of that, in particular in Felix's presentation about what we offer, who we offer this product, how we offer this product. And somehow all of that is represented by all these elements that we have here. So, and in the rest of my presentation, I'm going to focus on some of those elements, so the things that I think are special about Sky. But nevertheless, I think it's important to know how a product like Snap requires a multidisciplinary approach and a very open approach within the company. So basically, elements like the people which work at Sky, but not necessarily just a strictly employee. I think it's important to have always a an open dialogue with all companies that work with us, or also the ones that really work in the same market, in the same environment, particularly when it comes to digital media and over-the-top services. I think that the business model and the market is so small at the moment that it rather makes sense to exchange experience rather than trying to cannibalize one with the other. Then, of course, is important the content element. I think this is what we stand for, particularly Sky is about great entertainment, uncompromising entertainment, and that's definitely something that we'll never miss in any of our innovations. The customer, of course, is the center of that because it's the one benefiting of that. And the market is here because, of course, it's something important to be taken in account. What's happening in the market in terms of competitors, what's taken in the market in terms of new trends. Technology, as I said, is important, but it's rather an enabler, and I wouldn't consider something like a revolution here for Snap. We have introduced all those innovations already when we launched SkyGo, and of course, we're going to have a look at how we can consider this a business innovation for us. So first of all, what is Snap? We launched very recently, so I would assume that not everybody here in the room knows what Snap is. It's definitely our new online media library. It basically brings to the customers thousands of great titles, movies, series, particularly entire season of series, thousands of kids programs only on demand, that can be streamed or downloaded on connected devices in German and in original language. We launched, as I said, in mid-December in Germany and Austria, and basically is available on a set of devices that we have been expanding since the launch, and is available for both Sky and non-Sky customers. So, but I think it's important for this audience to understand or try and discuss a little bit which kind of innovation is Snap. So I would consider, first of all, as a content innovation, and I think I wouldn't consider this as an unimportant point, right? So pay TV, traditionally, not just in Germany, but in the whole industry in the world, stands for sports, live sports, stands for exclusive programs and first runs. What has happened when players like Netflix and Hulu launched in the US is that all of a sudden we have discovered that people at the end like great content, not necessarily when it's really the first run, but also when they can enjoy this content on their own terms. So if I want to watch one season of a series all together over my weekend, I would really love to do that. And it's something that is really important that my entertainment provider allows me to do, right? So when I think from a customer perspective, definitely is something that we want to achieve with Snap, right? So we want to bring to the customers additional content that are not typically included in a pay TV subscription, and making this content available to them in a new way, so the on-demand way. For this reason, we have created this concept of the Sky Collection. So basically, as I said, is based on at the moment on these three big genres. So movies, meaning greatest hits, movies which have been recognized with awards, here in Germany, but also internationally. Of course, entire season of international famous series. I'm going to speak a little bit more about that. And of course, great kids content. So we have aggregated that in the Sky Collection. That is a kind of a container, a package. It's a new way of packaging the content with a very strong editorial selection, right? It's not that we put their stuff the way how it comes, but it's really content that is selected by Sky that has been previously in our Sky programs, but not necessary. So you will find on Snap content that has been in the past in the Sky channels, but also great series which haven't ever been on Sky and the Premiere channels. And as I said, I think that it's very great innovation because through the because we really cooperate with a lot of big studios in the US, and particularly in the series area, as you know, we have a deal with HBO, and we have launched 2 years ago Sky Atlantic. We are the only service here in Germany, and I think there are not so many services not branded HBO in the world that allow to stream series like Game of Thrones or Boardwalk Empire or Girls without buying completely the series. And this is really an important innovation. When we look at the series market, most of the watching on the previous series has always happened on DVDs or buying through iTunes the whole collection. But it's really what we want to do from a customer perspective. All the time that I want to catch up on a previous series of an event or a previous season of an event to buy the whole box set, probably not. And this is what we have done with Snap. So we have tried to be consistent, considering this as one of the pillars of this new product, by putting the content completely in the focus of the UI. So the UI that someone would consider as rather technologies rather than enable, here is very strictly related with the concept of the product that need to put content really in the focus. And we have adopted a big player in the app that basically shows trailers in a way how you would expect from a TV channel. So again, we have basically brought our experience as a TV player, as a premium TV player, to be translated this in the digital area. So that was the content part, but I think that another important point that I would like to discuss with you is how people innovate at Sky. As I was trying to start and saying before, is that we really believe about enabling our employees to really think outside and inside the box. So we really trust a lot and we leverage a lot the know-how of our employees and the passion that they have for the great content. So it's true that disruptive innovation very often comes from people which are not experts of a specific field, but I really think that in the media area, having a knowledge of the content, a very deep knowledge, I would rather say a passion for the content, is something that can make the difference when it comes to innovation. Nevertheless, I wouldn't like to, because I'm here to present you a case and I want to be really realistic when presenting the case, I thought that probably was a good idea to show you how the process works. So basically, when we have the idea generation phase, we even have a program which is called Sky Brains. Everybody is very happy and is very enthusiastic, right? So we are in the phase where there are no constraints in terms of resources, everything sounds like it's possible, everybody is very enthusiastic. Of course, when it's about to bring the idea to life, we have a very I would say challenging period in between when we really need to know, we really need to figure out what is the best way for doing it, knowing that we don't have infinite time and infinite resources. And it's something on which we are pretty conscious at Sky, so our innovation is always resource conscious. So we don't really throw away money. It's really important because we think that's really what our shareholders expect from us, and is also what our customers expect from us, that we really deliver innovation at the right value. But of course, if it doesn't challenge you, it means that you are not changing anything. So I think it's important to know that there is a period where probably the same people that were pretty enthusiastic about the idea at the beginning, they are not like that anymore, and it also happens to Sky. But definitely I think that we have improved this by bringing into the company the right set of skills, and also by kind of introducing challenging the status quo and the innovations as our core pillars, also from a cultural perspective. So, and then again, the expertise of our people is reflected in the UI of the product, where we really give a lot of space to the editorial competence and how our editors, so the people that in the past was only scheduling channels, now they are the same ones. They are scheduling playlists and specials for people to enjoy them on demand. So we don't leave the customer in front of a huge list of on-demand titles, but we rather try and give them the same familiarity and the same comfort that they have when they are zapping on the TV channels. As I said, the customer, looking at Snap as a customer innovation is an important point because definitely it's something that gives put the customer in a central stage and also give him a very big range of control that he didn't used to have in a traditional pay TV environment and TV environment in general. So total control on time is purely on demand. I'm free to watch the content when I want, so if I'm so passionate about Jack Bauer that I want to watch 195 episodes of 24 in my week of vacation, somehow I'm free to do that, and I tell you, we have customers that have done that, so that's absolutely possible. I don't know how much is healthy. I think that in the US there is a movement of people, conscious, healthier people, that are kind of trying to fight against Netflix because it's basically forcing people to spend their time on the sofa. I'm sure that here in Germany, there's, at least here in Bayern, there's not such an issue. There's not such a danger, but it's definitely something curious to see how this kind of media innovation has changed the lifestyle of people. It's possible to stream or download, so if I'm planning to travel, I can download the items and watch it on my iPad or on my iPhone. I don't need a box for that. So that's really important. It's very first time that I don't need to be a Sky customer with a box, a satellite dish, or a cable or an IPTV subscription to watch that programs, and also I can watch it on multiple devices. I can use it as a standalone product or as a complementary product to my Sky subscription. I'm going to go back to this point, and then in my last point, I can watch it in German or in original language. I have the flexibility of 1 month contract, and there are really more and more already in the product part of flexibility that shows you how this product is built around the customers, and we are definitely planning to introduce more and more features that put really the customer at the center of it. And then my last point, but I think that given the audience is important to discuss about that, right? So OTT products has been positioned from I would say from a theoretical perspective in opposition to pay TV products, right? That's what happened from a media perspective to Netflix in the US. This is what happens here with Watchever and Sky or any other kind of OTT player. I think that given the data that we are getting from the US, and also given the way how we understand the market here, we rather see that over-the-top products like Snap and like the other ones can serve two objectives from a business perspective. They can definitely be used as add-ons, so as a complementary media experience, entertainment experience for the ones who already have pay TV and are pay TV enthusiasts. And this is definitely what we do that, and what we recognize that when we basically allow our customers to get that at the cheapest price in the market for such a product. But we also recognize that there is a growing, probably not so fast as someone could expect, over-the-top market for people that are really not interested at all with a dish, with a cable subscription, or with a stable contract, but they really want to watch great entertainment, and this is why we offer Snap standalone. So I think that from this perspective, Snap has overtaken the dichotomy between OTT players and pay TV players, because it's basically just recognized that people in the different segments, they just want to watch great content. They don't care how this content is brought to them, with which technology, they just want to watch great content. So that was my last slide. I hope you enjoyed that, and feel free to ask any question.
Ja, gibt es Fragen, Annelies? May I fill in just with the first question? Because you already mentioned that you have great content, it's all about the passion of content. So how about the content? You air original content from HBO.
Yeah.
You air original content from Netflix. I'm a huge fan of House of Cards. It's amazing. So
I'm also.
see, so when will be the point that Sky actually joins the producing their own television series just for the German market? Is there some plans ahead in order to make your service unique? Because you have Netflix coming to Germany now. You have Apple TV, of course, waiting for a relaunch of Apple TV. You have Amazon with, what is it called? Kindle TV, no, Fire TV. So there's a lot of competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So creating unique content, how about that here in Germany?
I think that we have announced a couple of months ago our product 100 code. We are working with Red Arrow for that, and is not purely a German content, but it's definitely a European series, so it's and is in cooperation with Red Arrow. So I would say we have started our first step in this area. We also have some other cooperations that are more or less in the pipeline, so I think that you will hear very soon about that. I think that's definitely important, and is important because we want to provide content which is relevant for the market, and also from a business perspective, we want to be in a position to market exclusive content for us and to somehow control the windowing of that. On the other side, I think that we need to recognize that at least in the next 2-3 years, we're gonna have a few projects about that, right? So the most of our offers will still be focused on great content coming from our partners, which are not just international ones. I'm sure you know that we have Sky Creamy, that is all based on ZDF enterprise content and local content for Germany.
All right, so we're looking forward to that. Is there weitere Fragen, bitte schön?
Alice, my name is Andreas from Media Consulting in Hofheim. So my question is this exclusive rights you're airing there, or are these rights non-exclusive? So could I get these content on other devices or OTT platforms? Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. So that's a very good question. I think it's a combination. I think I mentioned here Game of Thrones is exclusive at us. Is exclusive at us. Also the second season of Bulwark Empire is exclusive at us. Just thinking about, if I remember them by heart, at least some of them. The fourth season of True Blood, and these 2 series of Girls. That we also have at least 5 series from Disney, which are exclusive at us, and the exclusive content is gonna become more and more, but there is also a part of the content that you can enjoy also on other similar products. So the idea is basically to create an aggregation that have both. And this is, I think, a good point, because whereas in the pay TV area, there is absolutely a cut between exclusive content and non-exclusive content, I think that Snap is not like that. You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Boris from On Demand. I have a question about the success story behind this. Watch Ever entered, I think, a year ago and had quite a strong partner in terms of media. So where are you now in terms of subscribers after 3 months?
So I would be really happy to answer your question. You know that we cannot really answer with exact numbers. What I can tell you is that we are really pleased with the results that we are getting with Snap. I think both on our customer base and on the prospect side, the reaction are really positive. So I would say we are happy. We are happy with the way how people are reacting to that, the way how people are using it, and the way how often they are really streaming this content and which variety they're streaming this content. I think that this month particularly is very important for us because when it comes to exclusive content, is from the end of March that we have introduced all the great series exclusive to us that I mentioned. So I would say it's going well.
Alright, vielen Dank. Ich sag Dankeschön, dass Sie da waren. Sind Sie noch ein bisschen da?
Ja.
Wunderbar, prima. Dann vielleicht in der Pause. Wir müssen, herzlichen Dank nochmal.
Danke.